Hi everybody, it's Ann Patchett and Nemo Van Devender at Parnassus Books. Guess what we're excited about? Puppy kindergarten, where we can learn the new science of raising a great dog. Yeah, hopefully it's boarding school, That's a joke, internet. I'm not sending my dog to boarding school. Okay, all right, there are a lot of things to be excited about, some of which have to do with my friends, Kate DiCamillo, the fabulous The Puppets of Spellhorse, out in paperback today. This is one of my very favorites. Why? Because it's dedicated to me. It's also really, really well written. And Demon Copperhead, #1 New York Times bestseller, Pulitzer Prize winner, #1 pick when the New York Times went back and asked real people what their favorite books of the century, #1, now in paperback. If you haven't already read it, read it. Would be so great for your book club. There's a lot to talk about, and it'll be a great opportunity to maybe go back and read David Copperfield as well. All right, Amanda Jones, that librarian who is trying to save our country from book banning. Way to go, Amanda Jones. Let's support her work by reading her book. And we have Daniel Levitin. I heard there was a secret chord. This is Music as Medicine. And the reason that I am interested in this book, because my friend Renee Fleming had a book come out this year called Music and Mind. And Renee has blurbed this book. And so more studies about how music can help us be calm, productive, happy, peaceful. I don't know, then it sounds like music as drug, but music just helping us function better, important. And Catherine Bucknell, Christopher Isherwood, Inside and Out. I got an early copy of this book from my friend Patrick Ryan, who is a huge Christopher Isherwood fan. Will I crack it? Maybe yes, maybe no, but he's reading it and he says it's amazing and I trust him in all matters. Lindsay, what you got?
Oh, today marks the return of Olive Editions. I know so many people love to collect these, and this year they are themed. They're all super scary. They've got this is like the least terrifying of the covers. They did a great job if you want to be terrified by covers. You got like Lovecraft County, Edgar Allan Poe, and so many more. They're back just in time for spooky season. If you're feeling a little bit more romantic, if you are a subscriber to Love Parnassus, our September pick is I'll Have What He's Having by Adib Karam. This one is two opposites attract. They happen to end up at the same restaurant. One of them is a sommelier. He thinks the other guy is a food critic and woos him. It turns out he's not a food critic. But they do spark up a romance. Our booksellers love this one. I'm so excited for it. If you want a Shakespeare retelling, we have Marriage and Modesty by Nisha Sharma. This is the third book in a series. It's a retelling of Twelfth Night, which is one of my favorite Shakespeare plays. For some literary fiction with a little bit of a magical twist to it, we have Alex Howard, The Ghost Cat, which is the 9 lives of a cat across Edinburgh. And for some nonfiction, if you watch Ted Lasso and were like, why isn't this about international music pop star Elton John? It turned out Elton John did buy a football team at one point in the 70s. And this is the book recounting that experience, Watford Forever. So if you need some of those Ted Lasso warm fuzzies, but you're like more Elton John, which like, what doesn't improve by Elton John? Get this book. And up next we have Elise talking to us about events.
Hi everyone. I just want to give a big shout out to Belmont University, who's been a fabulous partner. They hosted the Jodi Picoult event last week, which was so great. And we do have signed copies of By Any Other Name. I know that Ann and I both talked about this last week. We have Coming to Belmont, co-sponsored with Parnassus. We have Riley Keough and Francis Collins and Malcolm Gladwell. Check the website. And also buy a signed copy of this, it's wonderful. Then tomorrow, Wednesday, My Infinity, Dee Dee Jackson. This is her second book, her second collection of poetry, and it is as beautiful as she is. There are a few seats left. Come Wednesday and listen to Dee Dee and some of her poetry, which is beautiful. Then Thursday, we have a double author event. We have William Kent Kruger and we have Mark Cameron. This is Spirit Crossing, Bad River. I believe this might be on a wait list, but we will have signed copies. So go ahead and get those ordered. Then on Saturday, Clara and the Constellations play kickball. Now her first book, this is Allie Davis. This is Clara and the Constellations. She is a local author. And the illustrator is, I hope I'm saying this right, Ola Kachenko. And the illustrations are beautiful and the story is lovely. It's the moon and the stars and kids playing, and what's there not to love on a Saturday at 10:30 for story time. Check our website for all of these incredible events. And now I'll hand it to the incredible Rayanne.
Thank you, amazing Elise. Hi, everyone. We have a new Parnassus Next pick out today. This will be the September pick with Love Echo Park by Laura Taylor Namey. Not only is this a beautiful cover, it's a great story. It's about two teen heirs to two Cuban American businesses in the Echo Park neighborhood in LA, and they don't see eye to eye on the future of their neighborhood. So if you like friends to lovers or enemies to lovers, this is a rom-com for you. For anyone who read the Miss Peregrine series, Ransom Riggs has a new fantasy series. First is out today. Sunderworld Volume 1, The Extraordinary Disappointments of Leopold Berry. Hey, I love how it looks like a VHS tape, don't you? So, Leopold Berry is a teen in LA. His mom died when he was a kid, and the one thing they loved was the TV show Sunderworld, and now he's starting to believe Sunderworld is a real world, and he may be right. Gary D. Schmidt, one of my favorite all-time writers, has a new book out today, Jupiter Rising. This is for YA readers. It is a companion to Orbiting Jupiter. This is about Jack and his family. They're working to adopt his foster sister Jupiter. He's on the track team, kind of against his wishes, and he has to run with these guys who may be bullies, or maybe they're not actually. I love how Gary D. Schmidt tells a story. It's a tiny book. Lindsay, you love a tiny book.
I do.
It's perfect. The Temptation of Magic by Megan Scott. This is about a girl looking for messages in art for a shadow organization, and maybe she falls in love with their best assassin. I mean, don't you love that word, best assassin? That's so fun. Okay, Ellen Hopkins, amazing novelist in verse, has a new book out today, Sync, from two siblings, two twins in the foster care system who are separated in their unsent letters to each other. Middle grade readers, Lisa Moore Ramey, the Everybody Experiment. Middle school is hard, but if you're a scientist, maybe you want to come up with the Everybody Experiment to find out how to be popular, and that's what this girl does. Amari and the Knight Brothers fans, one of our most popular Spark Book Club picks. The third book is out today, Amari and the Despicable Wonders. We have a few signed copies. How many of you read Frindle when you were kids, adults? I mean, my kids love this book. The Frindle Files is out today, a generation later. Hope you'll pick this up. Couple of picture books to show you. I'm Sorry You Got Mad by Kyle Lukoff, illustrated by Julie Kwan. How to really do a real apology and deal with our emotions. And Eloise's Musical Window by Margarita Engel, illustrated by John Parra. This is based on Margarita's family. It's about opening the windows and hearing music in nature outside. All of these books will be on the new release page at parnassusbooks.net/new-releases. Thanks for listening.